Right, okay, so 2000Trees, Gaz Brookfield, this guy, Gaz. How many times have you played this festival?
I think it's 6 or 7 times this, something like that.
But you could be wrong.
Yeah.
What is undoubtedly true though is that however many times you played here, clearly the words and the songs that you sing have stuck in the minds of those people, because listening to you just now, I was getting more vocal from the crowd than I was getting from the PA. They were singing your songs back to you.
Don't be mean about the PA system, man. The PA system's great. Listen to it.
I'll tell you what. The PA system is fucking amazing. I mean, I'm a sound engineer. That's a great PA. Your songs are better than the PA.
I know. Come on.
But how does it feel when you hear that coming back to you? How does it hear?
I don't explain it, man. It's mind-boggling every time it happens. I don't understand it, but it blows my noodle every single time. Every single time. It's amazing.
Do you feel? I mean, you know, does it feel like? I don't know. Does it feel like having a child?
I don't have children, so I don't know. know.
Imagine you had a child.
Oh,
now imagine that song is that child.
Yeah.
And that child is kind of growing up and turning into someone else. And I don't know.
Dude, I honestly don't know how it feels. It's mind-blowing. I remember the first time it happened. It was about 10, 13 years ago in Bristol at a gig somewhere, and I was aware that people were singing the songs back to me, and I thought, that's ridiculous. I couldn't believe it was happening. And then whenever it happens at festivals, especially because most of the people there don't know who I am, and then they're singing along. It's mind-blowing.
You say that, but you say they don't know who you are, but they're singing along. That means they know who you are. You are self-deprecating. That's what you are, my son.
All right.
Your favourite child. Okay, so we're talking about your favourite. So if all your songs are your children, which of your children would be your favourite child? And this is fine because songs don't have like, you know, it's not like a song is a child who will and the other child will go, oh shit, he prefers me over him. So you can quite easily choose a favourite child without feeling that the other children have been put down in any way.
Well, I guess when I get to play a song about the West Country, in the West Country, that always feels particularly special. So when I play a festival or a gig anywhere in the West, like here, and you play the West Country song and everyone sings along, the West Country means so much to me, whatever, and that's special every time. So yeah, that song, it was on my first album, so that's 9 albums ago. It's crazy.
That's a lot of albums.
Yeah.
How many? Okay. Do you count how many albums have you sold across those 9 albums?
I don't know.
You've got no idea?
No, I don't.
No idea. It's probably not as many as a lot of bands, is it?
No, of course not, because I'm not super famous and I don't have a record deal. I've never had a record deal and I would never have one. I wouldn't want one if it was offered. But I sell enough to pay the fucking mortgage and that's enough.
And this is where festivals, this is what I love about festivals. This is what I love about the festival crowd, the festival, band fraternity like yourself. You guys keep the whole thing alive. You really do. You're just on that edge of able to keep it going.
Yeah, but if it weren't for people like you offering us gigs at places like the Beautiful Days Bandstand, for instance, or that gig that you gave us in Hastings that time, and if it weren't for people like yourselves and this festival, James and the guys that run this, giving people like me the chance to play these festivals, then it's a symbiotic relationship.
Of course.
There's 3 groups of people. There's the musicians, there's the people who put it on, and there's the people who come to it.
Yeah.
Without any one of those things, the whole thing can't exist. So everyone is equally responsible, culpable, and deserving of the credit for all of it.
I personally think, you know what? You nailed it there. The most important people are the people who keep coming back.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the audience. The audience are the most important people because there's a zillion people like you out there.
Thanks.
You're one of the better ones.
Come on, backpedal a bit more. No, you're quite right. If there weren't people coming to the gigs, and I say this at every gig I play, we'll do the thing at the end where you say, thank you very much to the sound engineers, thank you very much to the support acts, thank you very much to the promoter. But the biggest thanks always goes to the people who bought the bloody tickets. Because if it wasn't for them, there would just be an arrogant prick with a guitar standing on the stage shouting at no one.
Yeah, but from a booker's point of view, you cut me off before I could move on to the next stage of where I was going to just then. From a booker's point of view, of which I've been in, several incarnations, I always think about the audience. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about the audience all the time. So they are the most important people, because if I'm looking at an artist like you, like anybody, like Florence the Machine, like C6 Steve, all of whom I've booked on stages over the years, I'm thinking, will the crowds come? Will is it a case of build it and they'll come, or is it a case of I know they'll come because this is the act that will kill it?
Because we never know whether people are going to come, especially in these times that we live in, post-COVID, and also in the current climate of the cost of living crisis and stuff. Spending money on going out and having fun is not exactly the top of everyone's list of priorities. So the fact that people do make time and money to come out and watch live music, be it at a festival or a gig, is incredibly flattering and wonderful and mind-blowing. I'll never stop being blown away by it. Honestly, I never will. Never be blasé about it, and I'll never just take it for granted. It's fucking amazing.
100% right. Yeah, I mean it feels like it ought to be a luxury item, but actually it's an essential.
It's essential for a lot of people. I've been told that, and for me as well, just going to watch live music myself, without that thing, going to watch bands, what you do, you need that release, you need that euphoria that you get from watching a live act. I'm not saying people get that from watching me, but I get it from watching other acts, and you do need that. And I'm not sure if the powers that be see it as an essential thing. We've learned that much in the last few years, how little the powers that be count this as important, but for us it is, and it always will be.
100%. And you mentioned the word euphoria, and I'm just going to give one little shout out now to another band who I think are going to be the next Chemical Brothers, and one of their songs uses that word euphoria so well. They're called Vlure, V-L-U-R-E, right? V-L-U-R-E, Vlure. And I shouldn't do this because I'm talking to Gaz, so this is Gaz's interview, but
it's fine. Fleur, if you're watching this, it's fine. It's fine. I don't mind.
Seriously, check them out. They are going to be the. Do you remember a song called Lightning Man? No, by Nitz Red. Industrial.
Put me on the spot on this.
Oh, don't worry. This is where we just chat off into the sunset. But they played at BBC Introducing in Glastonbury. And one of the BBC Introducing guys at the end of the women at the end said, we've been talking about that set and it's the best set we've ever seen at BBC Introducing in Glastonbury. So I'm going to sign off by saying I love this guy. Because
it's John Bonus.
Because he seriously has been knocking them out of the park for 12 years?
For a living, I've been doing this for 14 years.
14 years he's been knocking them out of the park. There are some amazing bands coming out of there, but it's
also me.
It's also him. Those songwriting troubadours like Gaz, who continue to play year after year after year.